can't see a bloody thing out of these glasses.
Well, you used them before.
I know, but I mean, how am I expected to actually run this show if I can't bloody see me own
You
hair
mean
in
they're
front of my
dirty?
face? Well, they're not exactly hygienic. I mean, what were you doing with them? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
They're my old
Here,
ones.
we're live. We're live.
I don't wear them. I've got new ones. They're just ones that lie in here.
They look very sexy, I have to say, Stephen.
I'm going to say it's the first time you've worn my glasses that I fingered.
That's more information that people need to know.
Yeah.
When you're finished sending messages to people,
I'm checking.
Checking
what I was checking for.
No, you were checking to see if you'd send pictures to me. Actually, I shouldn't be complaining. Sorry.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? I'm Paddy.
I'm Jud.
And this is Paddy and Jud Show.
And thanks everybody for joining us already. So we've got an absolute load of people in already. We've got Midnight Crisis, the gentleman with the or lady. It could be anybody. For goodness sake,
I've spoke to him.
All right, it's a bloke. Well, as you still have the best tag on YouTube or on this called Midnight Crisis. Is just awesome. It really is, and it resonates so well.
And let me tell you, he's just new around YouTube, so get over to his channel and give him a sub. Everybody that comes on here tonight, I want you to go over to Midnight. What is it? Not Midnight Crisis. Midnight Crisis. Go over to him and give him a sub. Get him started. Welcome him into the community. So please, if you're not doing it, get it down. And for those of you who are watching this afterwards, it'll be down in the description. His name. Go and give him a sub.
Give him a sub. Absolutely. We've got Tony and we've got Kathleen in. These are the early starters who obviously don't have much of a life. We've also got Oh Father EDC and Sean's in. Sean, now is that naked Sean or is it another Sean? Because normally it's Sean.
What is this naked Sean?
I have no idea, but every time I go into the Discord, Slippy or Mikey are accusing Sean of being naked again, and I really don't get it. It disturbs me.
Well, it's when somebody doesn't have
and arouses me at the same time. But enough of that.
Yeah, I'm really scared.
Stephen's in, and we also have Spiros in. Of course, we've got Norman, and we've got Michael Morgan in. We've got EDC. Oh, they're all pouring in now, Stephen.
Just remembered.
Nigel Loftus. Oh yeah, you forget about the Endura. Angelo, Uncommon EDC. We've got Zach Stuff. And Michael Morgan, we've already mentioned, and there's Baron. It wouldn't be a show without Baron.
Hello, Baron. How are you?
And Elan is there, sneaking in there, and he's there.
Gosh, 21 already.
He's Elan's waiting there to drop a little grenade in there as he always does, causing trouble.
So what are we going to talk about this week?
I haven't a bloody clue, but I have a sneaking suspicion that between us we're no longer using the word bought because that has connotations of money being used involved.
Yeah.
So
my wife doesn't. I'm not allowed to spend any money for at least another month.
And I'm in the doghouse now with Sally as well because I promised her I wouldn't be encouraging him to buy a knife, but I couldn't help myself.
And he was. So I told her, and he's in trouble now. She doesn't like him anymore.
He's the biggest supergrass of all time. He threw me under the bus so fast.
We've had steak knife. I'm pudding supper.
So anyway, yeah, we're both in the bad.
Sorry.
But on the bright side, over the last couple of months, so we're at the end of February, so it's a good time to take stock and see what we've got so far in 2024.
It is because I've got into, like you as well, from Christmas I sort of wanted to chill out and use more of the knife. You know the way you say these wonderful words, sit back, enjoy the knives you've got. You don't need to keep on buying. And then I went buck mad for a month. It was a period of a month where I went buck mad. Now I wasn't buying a whole lot. I did buy a few, but I had customs ordered. But a lot of it was just trading. But then I just bought about 3 or 4 knives that I really shouldn't have bought. I didn't need to buy.
But they were there. And they were crying, buy me.
It was the start of a new year and you have to make yourself feel happy.
That's the story you're telling yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so it works for you.
So we're going to talk about some of the knives we bought since the new year, since the start of this year.
Yeah,
there's plenty more, but I picked one sort of closer up to this end of it. Because you've seen quite a lot of them. You've probably seen some of these.
Some of these you will have seen before, but others are going to be, new and hopefully interesting.
Splitting scissors, what's that there?
What's he saying?
I don't know. I can't. Too far ahead.
Oh, for goodness sake, how am I expected to read this with this nonsense?
Right, put it up on there.
That's a good point. Hold on a second.
Well, one of us. Do you have a job?
I can't see.
How do you keep it?
I'm using your bloody glasses. Split, as Byron says, usual guys and dolls, going to lurk most of the show as I work in the shop. Face frame for a double bull vanity, then panel cuts this afternoon. I have absolutely no idea what that means, but it's so interesting, Byron.
It's
I'm
a vanity
fascinated.
sink for the bathroom with 2 bowls, 2 sinks.
Awesome.
Yeah. See, I know
So,
something.
do you do renovations, house renovations?
And do you travel?
And do you travel?
Free.
I can put you up in my shed. Not a problem, Byron. Not a problem. Anyway, so what are we going to start with?
Well, what I'm going to start with is, you see this crowd on the right-hand side here in that talk box?
Yeah.
I want you to put maybe 2 or 3 knives that you've bought, or if you've only just bought one since the beginning of this year, one, and give us 2 or 3 that you really like, or one that you really like, doesn't matter. But each give a go. I want to see some.
Yeah. Equally though, if they didn't like it.
Equally, if you didn't like it.
Because I know that you got one that didn't work out quite well.
Yeah, that, yes.
But we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Yeah.
So yeah, put them in the chat.
In the chat, yes.
What you liked about it, if anything, or what you didn't like about it,
Yeah.
and we'll get some conversation going about them. Yeah.
And because if you're like me, I like to justify everything that I buy. So I always feel right in my head, and I can argue that fact once I've got the justification.
I have to say, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud because I mean you're longer in this game than I am, and even I gave up that after 6 months ago or a year ago.
If I feel justified, I'm all right. I'll fight you to the death. I'll call Sally, and I'm living with you.
Right, fair enough.
But the rest of the world,
no,
fair play.
No.
So yeah, just put us down what you bought, or. Here's the other thing. Maybe you didn't have the money in the first couple of months. What you wanted to buy, or maybe what you still want to buy. So I just want you to partake in this side, so that it makes the show tick along a little bit.
Yeah,
take a look. And sometimes you give me an idea. That's a bad idea. Sometimes they give me an idea of what I want to buy, and I don't want to buy anything for a month.
This could end badly.
So
this could end badly.
Don't put anything really nice in there.
No, give us that cloth so I can clean this abomination. So what I'm going to start. I'm going to kick us off here because
here, there's skirty stuff.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm going to kick us off here because I've got a couple. I've got my knives organized. You see, so I've got 2 wee ones, 2 big lockers, and then 2 traditionals.
I've got 2 wee one and 1 medium and 2 big.
And 1 medium, 2 big.
I'll probably think of other ones that I bought because I
know I along. That's what,
I haven't. Yeah.
So anyway, the first one is this one, okay, and this is the Giant Mouse Riv, which is an absolute crack and wee knife. And as everybody knows here, because me with my princess hands, I love a little knife. And this was one that Stephen had, and he had promised me that if he was ever parting with it, he would give me first refusal on it. I snapped it out of his hand.
Another one.
Oh no! I snapped it out of his hand before he could even. Well, I think he's still recovering from the injury. Put it that way. But it's a cracking little knife.
And the reason I swapped it is I got this one, and I really, really love this. This is the little native, but this is the slip joint version, and that's a locker. There's not one flaw I've got with that knife, not one flaw. But because this is a slip joint, if you can see, they're both about the same size. They're both going to do the same sort of work. And I just loved this carbon fiber. It was lovely. And it came with a nice deep carry pocket clip, which is nice. So that was the only reason. There's no point in me having 2 of the same knife.
Same kind of thing. And yet, this sits very nicely in my drawer alongside my baby banter, my dragonfly, and my chaparral. Yeah. So I mean, there's no point in having more than one. And then there was this one, and I mean, this is, as you may see, is the baby size version, the mini Bugout, the mini Bugout. I'm going to hold that steady, and it's in. You may be able to pick up the color. It's blacked out, but it's in green. And the guy who sold this to me had actually dyed the scales, which I think they were the Stormtrooper colors, the white scales, but they took a green really well.
That's British racing green, and it's flawless.
And it is fantastic. And I have to say, I mean, I've seen Stephen's bugouts and I've seen reviews of bugouts and everything else, and I could never ever see the attraction. But then I got this little thing for a brilliant price, and I got it in hand, and it hasn't been out of my pocket since I got it.
That's
I think
lovely.
it's a cracking wee night.
Isn't that just lovely when you do get something like that and it comes in and it just changes your mind?
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It's when it's sort of when it exceeds all your expectations and actually does things you wouldn't even thought about. And that's exactly the same with it. You haven't stopped taking photographs of that thing.
I haven't had that in my pocket. That's been in my pocket every day. Sometimes I leave it off in the morning to be really good, and then by lunchtime, by the time I eat my way in here, it gets back into the pocket, and I'm going again. And it's really like a secret,
Yeah.
But it's just lovely. I absolutely adore it.
I'm looking forward to getting them back. Actually, when they do come back.
And on that subject, that's what we're talking about is the and this is the way I open it now. I don't even try to be fancy. I just open it. We're talking about this. We had the maker on last week.
Last week, Joe was
we had Joe on last week,
and the academic.
The academic, which is just a beautiful friction folder. Lovely friction folder, really is nice. Lovely size, hand size, and it fits large, small, medium. It's just so nicely done. The scale is just really, really perfect in hand. Good. Really nice.
But that burlap mic card.
Yeah, it's really nice. Oh, you should see what other ones he's coming.
Really?
Oh, he's got different. He's been at it. He should have sent me a picture yesterday, I think, of the Rich Light. And he's really pleased how well it's coming out and how well it looks. Nice. So there's some coming over.
Extra
color ones, yeah. And you'll get one of them with a pick.
Get it. Get it.
So
why do I get cheapers? I've just cleaned them and it makes them even worse. I think I can't see through these. I think we're going to have to admit this. But don't worry about it.
Right.
We'll figure it out. Talk.
Yes, this lovely knife is going to be on sale in the UK quicker than we ever thought.
Oh, has Frank agreed?
The deal has been done.
Fantastic.
Money has changed hands. They're being finished off. A lot. The first lot will be leaving Canada fairly soon. I don't know how long, but it's going to be fairly soon. And
that's brilliant.
They reckon it'll take about a week to get here in the post that they use. And then they'll be on sale at Frank's at Fraymar Knives. So, and
get in.
Let me tell you, remember we said the prices that he didn't want to go about, or he was looking to keep them at? Well, you'll be pleased to know that he has kept them at the price he said he was going to. This one's at one price. It's a couple of pound dearer for the micarta, but they're both underneath £200, which I think for the quality of this knife is fantastic.
Easily well.
And it's not cheap, but then again, it's not a cheap. This is not a knock me up in 2 seconds. There's an awful lot of work, as we found out last week. So really, really pleased for Joe. He was bouncing this week.
There's an image that I'd like to knock me up in 2 seconds. There's an image that's going to haunt me for the rest of the evening.
Kathleen, I'm sorry about these boys. They're just terrible.
Also, I'm just
that was him.
Yeah, because I'm boosted up and extra. My legs are swinging off the ground here, believe it or not. I've just realized that wearing Stephen's glasses makes me look like Eric Morecambe, and that's not a look that I'd care to get into. Anyway, just before we go any further, can I just address the elephant in the room? That reprobate Mikey Newman has the unmitigated gall.
Is he in here?
He is, and he's saying, "Hi, just popping in before the gig starts." Banned. Get him off. Banned. Hope nothing trivial happens to you, Mikey. No, don't mean it, mate. Don't mean it.
Have a great gig.
Hey, enjoy yourself. Is he going to see the Osmonds?
I don't know. I'll stop reading the conversation when I'm going.
Fair enough. So anyway, we've got some comments in here. We're just going to check this out. I'm just checking to see if we've got Michael Morgan has just got the Endurance EDP 189 ZDP. Oh, and it's in British Racing Green again. One of my favorite colors, definitely.
It's funny. I just got my first Endura this week, and it's in the blue. And this was in the K390. Beautiful sound of that one.
Oh, there really is.
It's just a lovely and a nice
That is such a long blade.
I put that wee clip on it. That was a wee China one.
Oh, was
It
it?
cost about 60p from China.
It works really well, but it's
titanium.
It's deep
Yeah.
pocket carry, you
Yeah.
know. And the color also almost matches.
Yeah, almost.
But it's a working knife anyway, so that's what
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. It's just nice to get the carry. It's a beautiful big knife.
It really is. I mean, you know me.
What was the big one you got?
Ooh, this one. Well, this is sort of medium size.
No, the big one you got recently that was a big hand.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you got the Slodbuster. Yeah.
There it is.
Or the,
hold that, and
yeah.
we'll compare and contrast.
Yes.
So
this is the number 21.
This is the 21 from GEC. And as you can see, it's not a kick off that.
They are virtually the same size, aren't they?
Yeah,
oh, no. Well,
it's a wee bit smaller.
It's a wee bit smaller. Oh, there you go. Not by much, maybe 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
But it's a big knife.
I mean, I have to hold it in two hands. Let's face facts here. So that's a cracker, isn't it?
Really nice.
Yeah. Stop looking at me like that. This could get nasty. But yeah, I mean, I have the 71, 72, 71. I can never remember the GC numbers as well, and it's in burgundy micarta, and I love the 71, the bull nose. This is the bull buster, which is it's just a bigger version of it. But I mean, you can't tell when you see photographs of it.
Well, the other thing is, there's plenty of knives that you can take up or down size. They'd be the exact same sort of shape, but they don't work when they go to the bigger or the smaller size, whichever way it's been taken up or down. They are worked perfectly.
Yeah,
and they just, although they're the same sort of aesthetic, they're built perfectly.
Yeah.
They're just, there's nothing, oh, that doesn't look quite as nice as that big. It does.
No, it doesn't look out of it. It doesn't look
it doesn't look too small. The blade isn't too skinny.
No.
The handle's not too fat. I just think it's a
cracker, actually.
And I'd never held one till you had it. You see, I'd never held one at all.
It's lovely to have the two of them now side by side.
Yeah.
But it is a bloody enormous knife.
I had been looking. I had K390 ages ago, and I can't remember.
You had it on the Pena.
The Pena. That's it. Oh, you are good. I had it on the Pena.
It's like a steel trap.
But I mean, the Pena wasn't a knife I really wanted a hard use. You know, so when it's on here, I can beat the living daylights of this. And not that I'm not going to care, but it's, you know, I traded for it, so it's not. Yeah, it's one I can use quite happily. There's a great kitchen knife for camping, and
it really,
you know, any wee job around, you know.
But I mean, I'm sure most of you guys, most of the guys here watch Cedric and Ada, and I mean,
he loves
his Pete's favorite knife is the stretch, and he swears by the K390 every step of the way. So I mean, the Endurers, it just looks like a slimmer version of the stretch to me. I'm not even.
It is, yeah. It's deeper.
Yeah,
the stretch is deeper. I've had a stretch in there. I love it. The stretch probably more comfortable in hand than this, because I found, you know, when you initially think, oh, that's really good, but when I was actually playing with it and sort of using it, it's got. If you look there, you've got two dips here. Well, my second finger goes straight in the middle of that dip. Now, it's not sore. Like if you feel it, it's rounded.
Oh, I'd say it's very comfortable.
But it's not comfortable when you're doing that over a period of time.
So you get a wee
so I found that, and even the second one, I'm moving my fingers to get really comfortable for a different. Every time I want to change a hold of the knife, I have to make sure my fingers fit it. So I think I'm just going to delete them too. I'm just going to.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just going to.
You're dying to use that new drill setup of yours for anything.
I just anything I find. But this, you know, I think I'll do this because it's a sort of knife that. My first good knife was a Deka, and it was in BG10, and I thought it was a bee's knees. Really did, and you know, that went by the by like most of my knives do, you know. I didn't get. I wanted this in the Deka, the K390, but I just couldn't get one, or I was too late all the time. So I seen this and I thought, no, done the trade, got that. In fact, the bloke actually rang me up and wanted to trade for a knife I had, so I didn't even have to look for it.
Good grief. It's nice. That's nice when you can get it. It has to be said. But so we've got that. Michael, thanks very much for sharing that. That kicked off another part of the conversation very smoothly.
See what happens when you put your knives in.
Absolutely. So what else have we got in there? Here we go.
Just tell me one knife
Here
you
we
got.
go. So Jesse McJames.
Yeah.
The Saunter.
The Saunter.
Now just hang on a second before we go any further here. Okay. Now Stephen posts videos at every hour of the day and night, and he posts them in secret. And then come Thursday, he accuses me of never watching his videos. So I just like to put it out there. I did my homework for tonight. And I know that he did a video on the Saunter this afternoon, didn't you?
Yeah, I told you.
Yep. It was crap.
It was. Yeah, but this is the bit that you see. I put my videos out at nearly the same time every day. It's usually between about 4 and 6 o'clock.
Yeah, when some of us are working for a living.
I dare you. I very dare you. Call that a job.
Well, not the way I do it, that's for sure.
No, it's yeah, I have to say I'm really pleased with that Saunter. I mean, look, I know that buck is a big thing in America, and yeah, I've got it here. It's a a big thing in America. Oh, I don't know who that is.
See, didn't put it on to silent as he should do. So that's the Saunter, and it's 154 CPM, is it?
154 cm.
CM. I can sometimes get the numbers and sometimes get the letters, but you're not in combination. But it's a lovely wee knife.
It really is. It's strange because it's got a full size handle and a smaller blade. But if you're going to sit and whittle a stick, there's no better than that.
Absolutely.
And
even for opening packages and
154 cm, you can just drop it in seconds, and it's
a nice lockup on it too. Very nice. There's no squishiness about it, and it's a nice light knife.
Yeah,
I think your recommendation is well made, actually.
Yeah, and like there's I nearly said Elizabeth. Kathleen, that's the chap. Kathleen was saying today that bucks were heavy, and a lot of bucks are heavy.
Yeah.
But that's not Kathleen. I didn't give you a measurement, so I'll do it now for you. I said this afternoon I would give you a little measurement on it, but I would say that's 2.5 ounces, if anything.
Yeah, I'd say.
Now, don't forget, you've got full steel liners in this, so about 2.5. Oh, it's not on. Is that too heavy for you? Puppets.
Sorry, I beg your pardon, YouTube algorithm.
It's even lighter.
That was the V's.
2.25, so 2.25.
Yeah, I would have said
ounces.
That.
Yeah, 2.25 ounces. So it's it's just lovely for whether it's getting into your purse. And I don't know whether that might be a little bit deep for women's pockets. I'm not sure. Women's pockets are so small,
but they're good handbags, Stephen.
Yeah, but
which I always envy them.
And it's completely UK legal. It's a real robust wee knife. It's not just a wee delicate knife that.
Yeah, it's a good it's a good handy wee knife, and because carrying a buck on a regular basis, especially a 110 or a 112, you notice when you're carrying
very
it,
much so. Like there's I got my new 112, which I absolutely adore. But it's about 6.
No, it's
about 6 ounces. I think we got that out. It's about 6 ounces. I thought it was going to be much lighter than the big one, and this one's got G10 on it and S30V, and it is 6.2.
He's good. He's good.
Well, I sort of knew that. 6.2. Putting that in the drawer and keeping this out. Yeah, this is a lovely knife, Jonah.
Oh, it is.
I know what I'm doing now.
It's a cracker, and again, it's being the sort of smaller version of the 110. It's a lovely size in hand. My God, you're carrying it. You really do.
Yeah, it feels. But
it sits there.
It's just solid, and I mean, it's to me, it's probably the best buck knife I've handled.
Remember what Zorro used to say when he was training for sword fighting? Your sword has to sit in your hand like a bird, in the palm of your hand. Not too tight. Never mind. I'm losing it now. He's looking at me strange again.
It's got some Clarence the Cross-Eyed Lion.
Well, there's another reference that our younger viewers won't get. But
yes,
that Terry was a classic. I'm telling you.
But the buck, the 112, I really enjoy that. But the only time I personally will use that is when I'm down the woods with you and me.
Yeah,
that's really. It's not something I would carry on a regular basis. I don't need to. I'm not working.
Because you need a slip, or you need a go bag or something to carry it. Yeah,
just put it in the pouch. Lovely pouch and all comes with it, so I've no complaints.
Jesse was saying though that he got his in the drop point as opposed to the clip point. I'm assuming that was a different version or a different version of it.
There is now. They've now got, especially in the Buck 110 and the Buck 12, they have got the just a drop point and and the clip point. So you've got
very
two.
Nice. Okay. Now, Michael, comments like this can get you banned. And I know if you've got any sense, that's what you're looking for. But they can also make you suffer with a lifetime membership that we can also issue you. So be very careful. Honestly, I don't get no respect. I don't get no respect. And take your hand out of my back. No. Right. So anyway. Ooh. What was that one? Oh, with a custom half stop?
Yes, yeah. You can put a half stop into a slip joint. I just have never done that, but it's something I would quite like to have a wee bash at. You just flatten the side so that
it actually just locks on half.
So I was there arc? No.
ADK.
ADK. These new glasses are so good. My old ones are brilliant. None of us can see.
I think the Wazzer Arc is better, although I'm sure ADK is more significant.
Yes, I think, did you send me a message today, I think, about the half stop? And I said, yeah, it's definitely something I think I want to try. Never done it before, but yeah, I've got the tools to do it now. It's the sort of thing, yeah, why not give it a go?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Watch this show next week.
No. This is an interesting one, which I'm not sure that either of us are qualified to answer. So we're going to throw it out to the ether and to you guys out there.
Which would be the best folder playing?
Slide guitar with.
Oh.
Which folder would be the best? No. I think Jeff Healy.
I think Rollick.
A what?
Rollick.
I'm not sure I'm with you.
No. It's a CRKT Rollick.
Really?
Yep.
And you could play a slide guitar with it?
No, but it slides like a guitar.
Oh. Yeah. So it would be a good match.
Yes.
He's the heart of a poet, this man.
This is it's an old knife now. This is a CRKT Rollick. And it is called a Rollick. It got nicknamed other names, you can imagine. So basically basically, let me just get that back down again.
You have to remember how to.
Let me tell you, it's such a bad design, but somebody made it, bless them, for CRKT. Oh, I'll do it anyway. You literally just flick it up from down below, push it along, and it pops down into that position. So that's your slide. They both slide. Perfect. And they get it out. There's a back drop there. Oh, so it comes back up again. And then, hold it up. Oh, sorry. Then you just slide it back up in and it slides in. It's locked in perfectly. It's not.
See? Heart of a poet. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? You tell Jeff Healy that if he needs something for his slide guitar, that's the way to go. Okay. Oh, we've got another one. I just got a Pearl IXL pen plate. Oh, very nice. IXL pen plate.
Randy, did you get that from somebody over on this side of the water whose Pearl video I watched last night?
Ooh.
Steel City Knives he bought an auction lot of Pearl knives.
Really?
And he was talking about last night, and he got a couple of really, really good ones. The others were all right. There's no cracks in them or anything, but those two beautiful ones. Yeah.
Oh, well, healthy enjoy it, Randy, because that sounds like a real keeper. And great one for your collection.
This is something I've done as well. This is another boy that I want you to shout out. The first place this knife was going to, due to some sort of circumstances that they're not up to me to talk about, it'll come out eventually, but it's not my place. But I'm sending this to Steel City Knives. Now, I know he hasn't got a big sub count, but it's going to increase, isn't it, fellas? Get over to Steel City Knives. And let me tell you, this man does research. He's a bit like Warthog. He's going to be the UK's Warthog. I really have a feeling in my water. It's fantastic. His videos are just, they're like Warthog. It's not as structured as stuff. You feel as if he's just talking to you. It's not. You don't see the research in his talk, and that's perfect.
But it's just total command of the
subject. Absolutely. I've been fascinated. So, Steel City Knives, get over and give him a sub tonight. And the other one was
Narrow it down for me.
Well, it was on there earlier on. We talked about it.
Oh God, it'll come back.
It'll come back.
Everything comes back. Oh no, the database has failed.
The database has never been switched on.
Well, there's always that. There's always that.
I'll get that. I'll put both names will be down in the description when the video goes live. I'll put I just can't think of it.
Yeah. But are we talking about the people that are going to the circulation this week?
Yes, this one's going to Steel City Knives first. And then I'm going to contact Gus. It'll be going to Gus.
And slip joint.
Don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Or was it?
It's another one I'm going to do this time until the knife until it gets here. I don't know. This could, when I say it's imminent, it could be 3 weeks, a month. I don't know. He's still to make some more knives to send over. So, but it's going to be soon. And you know, you don't have to order it from him now and then pay the customs charge.
Yeah.
Or risk paying the customs charge. It's going to be the price here that you know that's what I'm paying.
Perfect.
So that's the good side.
So let's see. Yes. Is that a sword, Judd? Yeah, it is. Definitely for me. Definitely for me. Definitely. Oh, here we go. So Nigel has just landed a beautiful A. Wright and Sons Lambfoot and Stag. Now Stephen has a Lambfoot and Stag from Arthur Wright and Sons as well. You get the Senator, don't you?
The Senator, yeah.
And it was gorgeous. It is a gorgeous, but Arthur Wright and Sons Stag is always
they do, and it's all different. It's not all the same.
No,
in the cheaper version, it's a very muted greyish sort of color, but when you get up to something like that, there's my Senator and Stag, a lamb's foot, and it is beautifully matched color wise with the other side.
Do you have the file work on the spine as well?
No, I asked not to have it. This is a work. This is what I'll use in work. I don't need. I've got a couple of file
fancy ones.
Yeah,
because Nigel got the file work as well.
Yeah, the file work.
I love the file work on it as well, Nigel. So
Nigel, there's one I got that Ashley's dad done for me. He probably done that if you got it on your. If it was a Senator you got, that's my favorite Stag pattern that Ashley does. He does the outside, and his father does a freehand vines up the center of the back spring, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, I've got one of those as well.
It's beautiful.
They really are. They really do.
Shall I let them know into a secret?
No, you have to save it for next week and hold your water.
I want to get them excited for next week.
No.
Well, I can't do it.
No, Stephen, you've got to show them another knife.
Show them another knife,
but don't show them a Barlow. Don't.
Yes. Here's a surprise. I'm talking about knives we got in the new year. You know, I love Rosecraft. I think they're absolutely excellent.
Who doesn't?
Because they're fantastic. This is the first locking Rosecraft I got. The longer I've had this flipping thing, the more I like it.
Well, remember when my first reaction was to this? I said that this was a very ugly knife.
And it is.
Well, that hasn't changed, I have to say.
But you hide it when you put your hand around it, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, that's it. It just disappears in your hand. And then you've got that, that blade, which would do just about anything, really.
Except slice. It's crap. It's
really,
well,
really...
I'm not controlled enough at keeping it push.
It is a small blade.
I kept slipping. I was doing a cut test with that one. That was only on the cut test with. And about 150 cut tests, I wanted to cut my throat because I kept sliding out. But just as a wee, open boxes, doing things like that.
And it's a real solid wee piece.
Absolutely. I can do the front flipper, which says something.
Prove it.
It's the only front flipper I've been able to do.
Hold it up.
Oh, I don't even have to think about it anymore. But this, I can do it without thinking every time.
You saw it here first, folks. He could do it.
Oh, I can't do it.
Just do it once, Stephen. Just do it once.
So, I mean, that surprised me at how good that is. And I want to try maybe more off their locking knives. I have to say, I mean, this one's available on Heine. And they've got nearly every make on Heine.
Are you getting any more in?
Yeah, but they're stuck in customs.
Oh.
It's just customs and me have not had a good time this last month.
It has not been
so I don't know what's happening with it. I spoke to Andy, and Andy was saying it's probably stuck in some customs.
Are we going to get Andy on?
Yes, I've asked, that he'll come on whenever I get this box of knives and do it. Because he's the designer of all the knives that are coming. So Rosecraft, all these slip joints are Andy's designs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've liked Andy when he done his podcast for Smoky Mountain. There was him and another fella that worked up in the office, and they were just great together. They were just great.
Well, hopefully we can
Haphazard and
channel
great. Yeah.
some of that haphazard
Yeah.
and great on one of our little evenings. That'll be great fun. So Jesse again. Jesse, have you been doing the same as us and buying more knives than you're supposed to?
Jesse's a good buyer.
Yeah, he's got a case double X jumbo saddle horn.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's a big handful of knives.
yeah, it is really. What's the saddle horn? Oh yes,
It's a big, yeah.
Oh right, yeah, no, I'm with you now.
Like
I'm
a
with you now.
saddlebag.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's full.
Yes, that's absolutely full.
Beautiful knife.
Was the quality of it as good as you were hoping for, or
Well,
are we suffering the
It's in
rest?
his mailbox.
Oh, we haven't got it yet.
Yeah, it's that other part you couldn't read.
Yeah, I really should get to the end of this sentence. You're quite right. Shut up. Anyway, we've got 6 gunslinging in, and we've got Michael Morgan in. What else have we got? Just say noodle
I
your
still have one of
fingers.
these glasses yet, which is the best ones for reading. I find this
Down
distance.
here we've got Don Seam carrying a Deka Warney
There
K390.
you
There's
go.
your grail right there.
No,
Well, not your
that.
grail.
Well, the Warney's a nice one. I would have taken that, definitely. But yeah, it was a Delica I was looking for.
390. But I don't know. I don't think it
Probably
should
the
be
point.
disappointed
You
in
know,
that.
no, I like the point. Yeah,
Mhm.
but
But that's a great knife.
the Warney's really unusual looking too. But I always think that Spyderco knives, except for a few, they were never made for their looks. They were made for the job. They were made to look good. They were made to fit in your hand. And if they look good, well, you got a really unusual one because they're not pretty. I don't find that. I don't find that pretty. I find it functional.
They're funny. Spydercos are funny. I agree with you. They're not pretty, but they're sexy. I know that sounds disturbing in many kind of mental health kind of ways, but I think Mikey Newman knows what I'm talking about.
Well, he would, yeah. He has it very twisted and
Yeah, and he's another example of not pretty, but he's also not sexy. No, but enough of the character assassination here. We've got Tom Hall's got a Koenig Arias. It's not what I'm familiar with. You?
it's just beautiful.
Really?
Absolutely beautiful. The Koenig Arias is a high-end knife, and it's got one of the best movements that you're going to get in any knife. It just drops. Just
So
beautifully.
locker?
That's a locker, yeah, and a good size locker.
Yeah.
Full size knife.
Oh, awesome.
And it, you know, I'm not sure what to go for now, but I'm sure is it over somewhere between 6 and 8, I would think, 6 and 800. I'm not sure. I don't know. I know they've got a smaller version, so I'm not sure what the price range is. Maybe Tom would say, but it's one of those knives that it looks every bit its price.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's probably dearer than that. It probably is the 800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must look it up.
Tom, let us know now.
Yeah. But you enjoy that one? That sounds like an absolute
That's like a sort of grail knife, I would call that. I'm getting a grail knife. Oh,
shut up, Paddy. Here we go. Don't. Stop it. Stop it. Here we go. I'm just trying to going through this here, and we'll get. Okay, so we've got anyway. Show me another knife.
Show you another knife. Well, I got another Spyderco.
Yeah, well, as we're talking about.
Yeah, I've got rid of most of my Spydercos and I've sort of built it back up again. Back to 6 Spydercos, so I've got a collection.
And this is coming from the man who at the beginning of the week was showing off his cut down lock-in knife collection.
Yeah, but I traded most of them.
Yeah.
I don't think I bought one. These are all trades.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking
yes.
about the numbers involved because you just got them down to about 6, haven't you? And then
it's back up to what it was.
Yeah,
but that's okay. I can sort of cope. I have a lot that I can get rid of that are cheaper ones, but there's no point selling them or trading them. It's just
I know.
And they're my Ganzos. I've grown up with them in this community, and I can't get rid of them. I want to. I'm about 7 of them.
Bruce Lee would have called that emotional content.
Yes. So I also got this.
Speaking
if you didn't
of
see the video,
emotional, there's a knife. The Tenacious. I mean, that's got to be so many people's first Spidey.
Well, it was my second.
And Deka was your first?
Delica was the first, then the Tenacious, because I wanted a proper big knife for a man. And I got this. And it was an 8CR13. It is so comfortable in hand. It was one of the knives that I could never understand why they didn't put a good steel on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it didn't have to be a super high-end steel, but a better steel than 8CR.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because it was made in China. But they could have put D2 on it 10 years ago.
Yeah, easily.
And it would have just kept there. But this came up, and I had to have this. This is an M4. I've never had M4. And it's in the clear blade, so you will see the patina. A lot of these new knives when they come out in M4 are a non-powder metallurgy steel, that are not stainless. They just stick a black coating on them, and no, stop it, just stop it.
Let me have my patina.
Yeah. So I mean, this will take a patina. Now it'll only really take a patina fast if I stick it in hot meat. Or, you know, I'm doing, you know, around a fire. Yeah. Well, I don't do lemon juice and vinegar. No, I just don't. I just like it going naturally. And if I'm going to eat steak with it, that's fine. It'll get steak on. If I don't, it'll take a longer time to get it done because I don't work hard enough to give it much to stain about. But I have to say, really nice to have this back. And in M4, the edge is just sticky sharp.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. It's just such a comfortable knife.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous how comfortable it is.
And I love the way we have different size hands, but yet a lot of our knives, and your small ones, I find comfortable.
Yeah,
my big ones, you find comfortable.
Absolutely.
Well, it's bound to be that way, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, comfortable's comfortable. It's comfortable. I mean, and the action.
No, I meant fantastic. My big ones and your small ones.
I was trying to spare the ladies' blushes on that one.
Right, sorry.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
Beautiful knife, absolute cracker.
Kathleen, what are you carrying today? Get into this conversation, girl. Come on, let's see what you're carrying.
I'm going to jump right down to the bottom. So let's see. Almost cut his finger off. Yes. No, yeah. I think there's an awful lot of people out there who've done themselves damage with a tenacious, and often because it was probably one of their first knives. And I know it was my first Spyderco, and then I got the Manix too, and I got the tenacious secondhand, and it's a little bit of a bittersweet memory for me because it was one of the first proper branded lockers I got after I moved on from collecting sacks, and then I tried to sell it. I sold it not so long ago because we're just clearing out the collection. But the guy I was selling it to didn't think it was genuine. No, I wasn't selling it at a huge price or anything like that. So
he didn't think it was genuine.
It didn't have the box or anything. And I mean, I couldn't guarantee because I bought it secondhand, but it was the tenacious at 20 quid.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what? It was forget about it.
You really don't deserve that knife at 20 quid.
So
because even back then, when I bought mine, it was about 50 quid. I bought it years ago. It wasn't cheap.
No, I mean, even now, the standard HCR is still about 45 to 50 quid. I think.
Yeah, so well, this one's 130 for M4. Why not? Because I'm never going to get M4 at that price again.
That's very true. But yeah, so bittersweet for me. But
let's get on to talking about some of yours now.
Okay, so I've talked about my two little ones. Mrs.
I want to see that Polaris. What was that called? That one?
Oh God,
Phallus.
Forest.
Well
done. Close. Forest. The Forest.
What do you think after a couple of weeks?
Is it Mallory? Wasn't it Mallory?
Yeah,
the Mallory. I bloody love this knife. I think this is going to stay. This is a keeper because
I love the shape of the blade.
I just think it is absolute, and in hand it is, but it's the quality of it as much as anything else. It's
and the thought process. Knife. I love this long thin because you can get your whatever nail you like on it and just flick it out.
And it's a beautiful knife. It really is.
It really has that, and even the color in the handle there. It has that 940-esque look. I must just put it up against it because it reminds me very much of that long blade and slim knife. Slim handle, kind of thing. There we go. You know, I know it's got a bigger blade. It looks like it more because that's swedge, but yeah, it has a bigger blade than that. But it has that look.
That sort of sharp and long tail kind of thing. Yeah, but it was funny. I was talking to Mikey about this when I bought it because I'd been in on the market for a pair of 3. I was just looking for another Spidey, and I just couldn't find one that I was willing to
I had the
spend
same
money
problem.
on.
I
know?
wanted another one, but I wanted it with a good steel, just
Yes.
for the sake of it. Because a lot of these now I'm keeping. I'm not chasing it. I've this last week I've spent picking good steels. Like I had this an M4 at the K390. I've got I had Maximate. I wasn't overstuck on Maximate to be honest with you. I've got the Magna Cut, which I really like. It's not a brilliant steel, but it is a really great all-rounder. And that's what it is. I mean, I've just, the hype was sort of exaggerated. Not that I follow the hype, but now that it's gone past me and I've got it, it's a really good thing. It's got all 3 things. It's good.
I mean, but that's the thing. It's good
pay
that
the
it's
price.
got. It's good. But it's good that it's got past that because the
Yeah.
price on it's coming down.
But you were able to buy so many different companies, put the price on it where it should have been, because it's not an over expensive steel to buy now. In the beginning, yes, but now it's not.
Yeah.
So it's nice that it's got into knives that are not necessarily going to be very expensive and take a hand out of you. But I definitely recommend it. It's a lovely steel.
Yeah, I think in maybe the next 2-3 years it's going to be the basis, the sort of benchmark for
it will be
for your powdered steels,
yeah,
for your quality or
it's going to be the new M390. It's as simple as that.
Pretty much.
But it's nice that it's now American and not German. Not that it's wrong for Americans. It's nice that it's not Germans, but for the Europeans, I still like my Bowler M390.
Yeah,
it's a lovely steel to use.
Yeah, very much.
It really is a beautiful steel.
What this is, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
So, yeah,
right. Oh,
I
right.
think it's M390 or 20 CV, but which is both. Yeah, which is pretty much the same.
I love 20 CV. It's one of my favorite. Really, one of my favorite top of the range steels.
Yeah,
really is.
So it's a cracker.
Here's a. Do you remember I said I got this knife? This pen. It's this beautiful tactile turn pen, and I got it for about 40 quid. And I realized why. You can't get refills for them.
What?
It's only 5 years old, and you can't get the refills for it. Well, I'm sure you have to, but I cannot find them. I spent over a day looking for refills. Somebody suggested buying their, the wee plastic cheap pen.
Yeah.
Apparently the refills in it. So I ordered 3 of them. You can only buy them in 3s on Amazon, getting it delivered £6 for 3 of them. And if they work, that's it covered.
Happy days.
But
it's not a standard refill, so you can't. It's not the Fisher space pen or anything.
No. Apparently, there's another way you can get somebody. What do you call them machines that do things in plastic?
A 3D printer.
3D printer, yeah, magic stuff. Box with tricks. You can get an insert or something you can put in and use another one, but I don't know anybody with one of them magic boxes.
I'm sure we can find somebody. Anybody out there who's got a magic box?
Anybody out there has got a tactile turn. This is the small, this is the mini copper, and it's the side click, the mini copper slide click. If you've got a spare, I don't know, however many refills you've got of this, as long as it's not pink in color, but black, hopefully, I'll certainly buy them off you for what you paid for them, and I'll pay for postage, everything. Or I can do you a trade. If you got a stack of them, I'll trade you a knife for them. So if anybody's got a tactile turn refills for this pen, because I love the pen, and I don't want to lose it just due to lack of ink. And if anybody knows if there is another one that's made for it, but I've been looking for a day now, it's killing me. Even in the forums, people were giving off that a knife.
Well, it does. It does taste bad,
especially
bad taste.
£100 for that knife.
When you're talking quality like that, and they don't even have the ammunition.
After 5 years,
it's a bit shady. All the time, it's a bit shady.
No, I don't know I don't think it's any easier in the States to get the refills, but maybe I'm wrong. And if it is, I have enough friends over there that I can get them to buy it for me. So let me know if you're from the States, if you can get the refill for them.
And also let me know who his friends in the States are, because I know he doesn't have any friends. No. Who else has got a knife out there? Somebody mentioned in here something about Israeli Secret Service or something like that. Oh no, it was a Mossad. I've probably insulted somewhere. What in the name of God is that?
I want a weird Mossad Ayub. I think I've seen that. It's quite a big, heavy knife, isn't it? Well,
don't ask me.
Is it one that's got a trailing point? It's like that sort of Turkish trailing point.
Oh, so a big curvy job?
Well, it's not a big curve. I think that's what it is. Let me know. He's asking me. Well, no, it's not. It's brand new American. Yeah, let me know what that is. Is it the one with the recurve?
And we'll see. Definitely. This is great. This is all stuff that I can look up afterwards. It's great.
But that is the
learn
good
so
thing about
much.
this. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And that's why I said at the beginning, you get so many tips. You just get in there.
And let's just hope that it's not inspiration, Stephen.
Because the whole part of this journey is not only buying fantastic knives, it's learning what you don't like. And as you go on, the more you go on, you can nearly look at something and say, no, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah. No,
Now, you're not always right, because 3 years down the line, when they're going for a fortune because they were really good, and you go to get one, and you'd already said, I wouldn't like that. You get it in your hand, you go, oh, flipping heck.
But just as much, you change, or something grows on you.
Yeah, definitely.
But look, it's because we're fickle, and I mean, half the time we don't know what we're like. But you're quite right there. You do get an idea of of knowing what you like.
Yeah.
And the challenge then is staying open, I suppose, to new stuff.
Yeah, I keep saying, no, I'm definitely going to have one of them, and you can guarantee within about a month or 2 months I've got it.
But that's a perfect example. Two of us looked at that and went, and then within a couple of weeks it was like, actually it was within a couple of minutes, because that action is the time for it.
It really is.
Yeah. And speaking of actions to die for, but before we go on to this, Elan's got as always, a suggestion. Check out some Parker refills.
I'm sure the tactile turn accepts. It doesn't. No, it doesn't do Parker at all. This is a little small. The actual refill itself is only, the refill is only 8 centimeters, just over 8 centimeters.
Right.
And I went through, and people had talked about that and saying that they couldn't get even,
maybe in the standard size pen, the proper size pen that normal people buy.
Did they say what I've done is ordered 3 pens, really small ones, and see if I can get it. Get it there. I'll be quite happy spending £6 for 3 refills.
No, that's not too bad.
But it's just such a lovely writer. You get a pen. I'm so love it.
It has to be said. So, speaking of nice actions, by all means, right?
Do you want to drink water?
I've got this here. It's grand. So my other purchase was.
You're drinking my eye liquid.
No, I'm drinking
tea. You pointed at the eyeball. I thought. So every time you come in,
it still doesn't work.
No, it's been working all week since the last time.
You're not doing it right.
Oh man!
Excuse me, folks.
Oh no, that's not. I don't know what it is. Every time you
hang on a second.
Something.
Hang on a second. It is working. I've just realized what's happening.
What?
That's the remote control for me, not for the fan. He presses the button, I get up and turn it on. I hate you.
You've definitely carrying some bad electric.
They don't call me electromagnetic boy for nothing. So anyway, getting on. Check this out.
Oh, never mind checking it out. Oh, let them hear what it's like.
Listen to this.
Oh, that is
honestly. I handed this to Stephen the other day, and honestly, I've never seen a man smile so broadly. And see that snap? It's unbelievable.
And you don't have to put a lot of effort in to get that noise. It's just
And this is the Hogue Deka, and it's. I mean, number of people called it the
Bugout killer.
The Bugout killer. That's the one. And it is. I mean, it's one of these cheap plasticky knives, cheapish looking plasticky knives. It's light, feels like nothing. Blade is really stiff. It's in Magna Cut, and it is a razor. It is absolutely fantastic, and I love it.
It's just lovely looking. I really like it. It's funny now because I've got the old blackout Bugout, which you can sort of put it up with beside it and let people see just what it's like. I've got the blackout Bugout. Oh, let me get the lights. Bring yours back a wee bit, just so that's it. There you go. So that's the Bugout. Mine's all in titanium too, but this is in 20 CV. Not that would make much of a difference, but I just think that's a much nicer looking knife.
Well, that reverse handle kind of thing going on it. I actually was looking for the clip point more than this. But I have to say I'm not disappointed in any way, shape, or form.
Definitely not.
So absolute cracker. But I'm looking into the scale replacements for it. So if anybody has a set they're looking to pass on, please let me know. I know they're difficult to get over here in the UK, but I'd love to get a set of. I think they do them in aluminium. They do them in all sorts of materials. They do them in ultim and Tyranite and all sorts of stuff. But I like the metal ones. I think. Apart from anything else, I think that snap coming out would be even better with aluminium.
It's one of the nicest auditory sounds from a knife I've heard in years.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's like that Jack Wolf. When you open it, you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another knife that I think is just a great budget knife to buy. Not budget, but in the second-hand market. Yeah, in the second-hand market is budget. But is the Blur. Do you remember I had the Blur? It's got the fast opening.
Oh, yes.
The sound of that Blur, you could hear it coming around the corner. That's what that reminds me of. It's that I could tell you, I could have told a Blur a mile off. A Blur, sorry, and that has got that. That's even nicer. Yeah. That's crisper.
Yeah, it's just stunning, really. So I was delighted with it. So I've just lucked out so far this year. So, but time for one of yours. Come on.
Well, this is a knife that I worked really hard because it went up for sale in the middle of the month when I didn't have the money to pay what this young lady was asking for.
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't have the money to pay, and I don't go over. But this month I've done it, and I paid badly for it, which is why I'm not paying a knife. So this is a beautiful Cripple Creek. It's an older knife model, but it is just
Please don't cut yourself, Stephen.
Nah, I'm not bothered tonight. You'd be worried though.
Well, I'm worried about putting my eyes out if they weren't protected by these heat shields.
Look at that bone on that there.
That is a beautiful
eyes. This is it's brand new old stock, and it's just beautiful. Look at that blade that needs clean badly, but it's just a beautiful big fat spear on such a little barlow, and even in the backside, it really is. Do you know what it reminds me of? The outer coating of the apple. You know, you get at Easter time.
Yes. They got the toffee apple.
Toffee apple. Yeah. That's what it reminds me of. Do you know?
It really does, actually.
That's the dark side, and then that's after you've licked it for a while. But it just is just something. And of course, it's got the bolster on it with the writing. I should say them something about a bolster with writing on it.
No. Oh, all right then.
I'm doing it now.
Good. Moving on.
You've hurt me internally.
I certainly hope. We've got some information coming in as always. Byron has his finger on the pulse.
A slight trailing point. I thought I knew it. They have a knife consult
for Pew Pew Company.
Wilson Combat.
So, yeah. So I did get the name right then. Look at that.
I have seen it, but again, sometimes I'm not really.
Yeah, and Michael's just confirmed it's like an odd pistol grip trailing point. Yeah,
right.
You'd have to see it. Yeah, absolutely. So yes. Any more knives out there, folks?
Has that Kathleen young lady put her knife in for today?
I haven't seen it. No.
Kathleen, get it in. Don't get the wrong side of Paddy.
Yeah. People want to know. People want to know. And Sean's in from Ghost Malone, EDC.
Hello, Sean. How are you, buddy? I'm sorry. I can't see this far with these. I can't do it yet.
But he hasn't purchased anything new for a couple of months. So he's exercising the discipline that neither of us are capable of.
Sean hasn't.
No.
I haven't purchased anything for a new knife for months. Sean, let's get this honest. Are we saying months or month? Because sometimes I say I haven't bought a knife for months, and it's probably shorter than a month when I actually think about it. Because I lie to myself.
Well, that is a good point. I mean, he can't be the only one of us that lies to himself.
Yeah.
I mean, I lie to myself about.
I even lie to you, and you know what I've got. sometimes you have to. You just feel as if I can't.
That's right. Usually, it's like, so what have you got? What have you got this month? Much. And just this one and this one, and I look at them and go, "What about the other three?"
It's just.
So, not that we're accusing you of lying, Sean, if only to yourself, but I prefer to take the high road and assume that you are an example and inspiration to us all who are trying to break this habit, but not too seriously. But it's nice to know that at least you're getting the slips to hold your nice knives in. So you're keeping up that EDC thing. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. And he's confirming it is definitely months.
Yeah.
Last year, July was his last month, his last knife purchase.
Last year, July.
Sean, I just don't know what to say. I've got nothing. We've got to send him a Red Cross parcel or something.
I think he's lying. He can't go that long.
No.
Yeah, just call it out.
You've seen that face of his. He doesn't have it on.
Yeah, he can look as cute as he likes, but he's just a knife person. He mightn't have bought, but he's traded.
Well, that's possible. That's possible.
I can get away with that thought in my head too a lot of the times, which is great because it is and that's why I love trading, because you don't spend money unless you're adding a couple of pounds to it or somebody's giving you a couple of pounds. It's usually just a straight transaction. There it goes. No money and two people happy because they both got a new knife.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the way to go. I mean, you've started doing it now, so
I have, but I've noticed that there's an awful lot of people trying to trade off parts of their collection that they're trying to get in because the postal sort of regulations are changing here. So
good on them. I'll take them.
Yeah. But it's just because our postal service, the Royal Mail is going to stop carrying knives in the post.
Yeah, completely.
So it cuts down a way of exchanging
I think DHL are going to do it for a tenner or something.
Yeah.
So it's about
which is not £1 off. Yeah,
£1.75 dearer.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind for a tenner in the safety. And it's going, I'm quite happy.
Absolutely.
I know it's sometimes easy to say that, but if you haven't got a tenner, you haven't got a tenner, but you're not going to be sending really expensive knives, if you're in that position anyway.
Without tracking and recording. No, very, very true. Very, very true. 6-gun slinging. I'm glad to see that there's a man with taste and a little bit of class there. Swiss champ every day. And you've obviously been getting best use out of it now. Honest to goodness, I got to know. Pouch or pocket?
What are we talking about?
Swiss guy. He's carrying a Swiss champ.
Who?
6-gun slinger.
What sort of a cowboy is he?
A Swiss one. A Swiss one. But yeah, Swiss champ, cracking knife. I have to say though, I've never carried one for any length of time because they're so damn big.
Yeah,
they are a big knife. So hats off to you.
Guess what I had out today for the first time in ages?
Not the caramel special.
I hadn't been carrying this for really quite a while now. And I got it out today because it went with that.
Look at that.
Is it that?
Hold them up.
Yeah, sorry. Look at that. This is the caramel custom knife made by a very special fella, your man. And that is my... The academic.
That is a nice mix, actually.
Isn't it really? I got it out to sort it. But then when I got that out, I thought, well, yeah, that's nice. But does that look nicer with it because you've got the contrast?
That's a sweet one, too.
Sweet.
That's sweet, too. So what you've got there is some Taschen measurement and Mike Carter scales. Oh, what's that? The Deluxe Tinker? Super Tinker?
I have the plates.
The Super
Swiss
Tinker.
Army knife.
It's a 3-layer Swiss Super Tinker. And I mean, they're the green Mike Carter scales. And
they've got the lovely bronze cross on that, which are copper cross, is it?
And
it looks lovely.
It just looks fantastic. So yeah.
So I've got a nice wee sort of an excuse to get this back in my pocket because I had this in my pocket for ages. But
nice.
Sadly, now that Ghost Malone's here, I can find somebody else who likes things that I like. Can you pull that fourth drawer down out? That one, that's it. And get that beautiful little. I've been carrying this. This just doesn't get out of my pocket at all. I fit other knives in around it because I just find it so. It allows me to carry a knife with a crap blade steel.
Yeah.
Because I'm not worried if it goes dull. Do you know what I mean?
I do love the blade shape on that.
Really nice blade steel. I love that. I love the scraper on it. I find so many uses for the scraper. It's just really ideal. That's a screwdriver cap lifter.
Yeah.
Great scraper on it.
Absolutely cracking knife.
So that's what I've been going with that. I haven't been carrying a whole lot of Swiss Army. But I think that's about to change.
Go. So we've got Barrington with harsher laws in UK. Washington State just passed anti-illegal, completely illegal to have any blade on public transport. Good grief, that's a bit
Yeah,
extreme.
that's getting there.
And then Kathleen, Swiss champion, the glove box to the car, excellent. And again, a great choice, and it is a good one to keep. Just be wary of keeping a Swiss Army knife in the glove box of the car in the summer. Celador can melt if it's hot enough. Now, if you're UK, you shouldn't ever have a problem.
No. Probably better in your side door.
Yeah. Just be wary of that as well.
Stick it in a wee padded, whatever, even a padded envelope, but just put it in there so it's not obvious.
Yeah.
And it's safer in there than. But yes, they can melt.
Yeah. So just be careful with that. But it takes some extreme heat. It's just if we get a really hot summer, or you're down south in England somewhere where it does start to kick up. But Stephen, you won't believe this when I'm about to tell you, but you tell
no, go ahead. What are you going to say?
We're over an hour.
Are we?
Seriously?
I thought we were on just starting.
No, these people are actually starting to get desperate because they're starting to think that we're never going to shut up.
All right. Unlucky.
There's Randy.
Hello, Randy. How you doing? I do plan on making you and Job some sort of stuff. He's awful nice. I got that with this. He said he was going to do a slip for me. And I said, look, he's just such a nice man.
But he says we can't refuse.
I can't refuse because he is just so nice.
It's not because it's not because you can't refuse. It's because if we try to refuse, he will lock us in his basement and we will suffer the torment of him.
Well, how might we accept a slip, but we get him a knife in replacement for it?
That sounds like a great idea,
doesn't it?
Yeah, we can talk about which knife it'll be.
Yes,
that's a great idea.
Yeah, we'll do that.
There's a deal. There's a done deal, Randy. I know you're not looking at it as a deal, but it makes us feel good. It makes you feel good. Everybody feels good.
He does so much for the community. He's posting knives all over the bloody world.
Yeah.
He's not just in his own country, and that's expensive. I know it's expensive when you start sending the UK or like us in America. It's so I really appreciate it. I've said to him, give it to somebody who's maybe just started. But yeah, okay, Randy, I definitely accept.
Give it to somebody who will appreciate it. And
I'll just go with it.
Well, thank you very much, Randy. Always appreciated, mate.
It would be nice to have a Randy slip in my collection.
And now, Dave, I am really glad that you brought this up. Okay, I'm really glad that I won't get a Barlow. Now, I have a couple of Barlows. I have nothing against Barlows per se, but I'm not as obsessed with Barlows as a certain gentleman sitting beside me. Unfortunately, though, we're out of time. Go on, tell them.
Well, look, tune in next week. I am getting, to me, it's a grail. And I've always said that the Benchmade 940 was my grail and will always be. And it always will do. But I've just decided that you are allowed 2 grails. Look, I mean, even it's funny. I've got so many beautiful knives, but I mean, this one, whether it's because I was given it and I didn't have to buy it. This is a $1,450 pound knife. It's $1,700 for this knife to buy it. But I mean, I was given it by the company, and I'm so appreciative of doing it to give a wee small chunk at me this beautiful knife. This is a Herman knife, micro sting, which is just fully dressed and sexy. It really is a gorgeous knife. There's the back of it for you. But that blade is the star of the show. That's a powdered metal steel that's got, look at that.
It's Damascus.
Damas steel. I think
Damas steel.
Yeah. It's just amazing. I wouldn't call that my grill knife, because I think a grill is something you have to achieve or
well, there's an emotional attachment.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get something given, God, yes, I was over the moon, and it's the second one that sent me. Not of this, but it was a cheaper version. But it is just, but it's not a grill.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a grill.
It's not
there is no
emotional.
I've no emotional attack. I haven't put any on it. I can do that if I want to, but I don't need to do it. But this next knife is, I'm going to tell you who it's from. You probably guess now. See who can guess. Who's making me a custom knife that has never been made before by this person? This is a brand new, not a brand new model, but a brand new.
Well, it is brand new.
Brand new clothing in an old model.
Yes. Yes, it's an old model, but it's by a new designer. Well, not a new
No,
designer,
no.
a new yes.
He's an old design.
Yeah. Who do you think? There you go. Randy's first 10.
What did he say?
Sorry, Ghost is first 10 with Ashley Harrison. So was Andy.
Yes.
Or Randy. Ah, yes, absolutely. Oh, Randy, if only it had been Beth. If only it had been Beth.
No, I'm getting a custom knife. I done it all by myself. I asked him, will he make me this knife? He has never done it. As far as I know, he has never done this thing that I'd asked him to.
Well, tell him
Before.
what it is.
Well, no, I'm going to let them wait till next week. I've decided
Oh,
that.
that's horrible.
So I'll
That is
tell them what
horrible.
make a knife it is. No, because then they'll know what it is, wouldn't they?
No, don't tell them what make of knife it is at all, Stephen. Don't tell them at all what make of knife it is.
He just, and I hadn't even told my mummy and daddy. Oh yeah,
Folks,
they're not here.
thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm just impressed that you stuck with the madness as long as you did. And again, I'm looking at myself on screen, and I now look like Joe 90. And that's another reference that only few people here will get.
Sadly, I'm going back to Andy Pandy.
But thank you all for joining us, for giving us such. You start playing a piano badly in a second. And it's been an absolute blast as always. We'll be back again next week.
Yeah.
He'll be back more regularly than that. In fact, he won't be able to hold his water when this new thing arrives.
If it doesn't come tomorrow, I'm sending a team over to Ashley.
Thank you very much indeed, and we'll see you again. We're out of here. Goodbye.
Thanks, Judd. Thank you. Thank you in the talk box. You're amazing.
Take it easy,
Bye
guys.
bye now.
Bye.
See you next week.